Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Fact or Cap Paranormal Files. My name is Wes, this is Topshelfers, and this is the series where we dive into paranormal videos from across the internet and break them down whether or not they are real or fake, fact or cap. Why give a shit about my opinion? I've been doing this for 10 plus years, researching the paranormal, investigating it, and I'm pretty harsh with my opinions. I don't hold back, I don't sugarcoat things. Either it's real or, real, potentially real, or it's fake. It's really simple. So, we have another Nuke's Top 5. This is 5 ghosts caught on camera, Poltergeist. Now, I have some harsh opinions about Poltergeist, but I won't share them until we get into the videos. So, we'll stop talking, just jump right in.
The top 5 poltergeists caught on camera. The most haunted hotel in Texas. The Menger Hotel was built in 1859 in San Antonio, Texas. It was constructed on the old battlegrounds of the Texas Battle of the Alamo. During the Civil War, the hotel was converted into a hospital for wounded and dying soldiers. With a history like that, it's not surprising that the hotel is considered a hotbed for paranormal activity. Over the years, hotel staff members and guests have had countless strange supernatural encounters. Some even claim to have seen tortured, ghostly faces peering back at them when they look into the hotel's mirrors. The Menger Hotel has been dubbed the most haunted hotel in Texas. Mike Pate and his wife stayed overnight at the infamous Menger Hotel in hopes of witnessing some of the supposed supernatural activity. They got their wish.
I'm here at the Menger Hotel. I think that's how you say it, Menger. Waiting for Mike. He went across the street to get some playing cards. Because we're just waiting for some sort of ghost activity. Nothing yet. We walked all up and down the halls in here. It's a pretty nice hotel though. There's a flat screen. There's 2 closets. Here's one of the closets. There's a space. And then there's another closet. With lots of space also. Lots of closet space. Yeah, that's about all there is in here. Hello? Mike? Hello? What? Nuh-uh. Oh my god. Oh my god. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Mike, where are you? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
So is this a ghost caught on camera? Did a poltergeist rearrange their luggage? You be the judge. Yeah.
That's a pretty good video. That's a pretty solid video. I like that. There's a couple things that... Okay, we'll talk poltergeist for a second. I think most poltergeists, and when I say most, like 98% of them are bullshit. Most of them are easily faked, especially with the power of editing, especially now today. With today's day of age, editing is easier than it ever has been. There's tutorials to become a godly editor just on YouTube. And it takes hundreds of hours, but, it's not difficult. So, what are we watching? Are we watching an edited video, or is there some shit going on? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because there is a dramatic pause of her going into this door again, and she kind of holds the door. So you could totally jump cut, right? You could pause here right when her hand's on the door, re-mimic that, clip those together because it almost looks like you sort of get a pause right here, right? Like, see that little stutter frame? Right there. And then the clarity kind of catches up to itself, and then she goes in there and everything's messed up. Totally could be edited. And seeing it a second time, I do think that's what they did. Because, like, it changes resolution almost immediately. I mean, it could also be that there's some weird shit going on. I don't know this place by name, actually. I've never heard of it. But, I mean, it really just falls, what do you believe? Do you think poltergeists are possible? I don't. I've only seen one or two videos where I'm like, wow, I can't explain that. But with this one, I don't know. Her reaction seems semi-genuine. And, I mean, I do talk a lot about the idea of, like, okay, you're going out to a haunted location, and the odds of you actually getting something haunted that first time is super rare. So, you know, these guys are staying there overnight, hoping something happens, and something does happen. I don't know, man. The odds of that are super slim. And then the door opening by itself, I don't know. We've seen that faked a million times. But I'm not gonna rule that one out 100% because it is kind of creepy that all of her shit's just completely flipped out. But it does look like there's a spot where it looks like it's paused and then resent and edited together. But let me know what you guys think.
Get out. YouTube moto vlogger Vroom Vroom Dana is far from a ghost hunter or staunch believer in the paranormal. However, he does sometimes ride his motorcycle out to deserted or abandoned places. On this occasion, he's exploring an abandoned house in the middle of nowhere when odd things start to happen.
Was that? That man was creepy, dog. I was like, what the was that?
First, a spray can seems to be thrown at Dana. He thinks it's a little strange, but otherwise doesn't really pay it much mind, thinking that the can probably just happened to fall from the decaying ceiling rafters.
Oh, oh my god, this place? Dude, I legitimately have goosebumps.
Suddenly, a satellite dish comes crashing down at a spot where Dana had just been standing. He decides that's enough and gets out quick.
I'm getting out of this. I am getting out of here. You know, I don't necessarily believe in like paranormal activity or ghosts or like that, but I was genuinely freaked out at that moment in my life.
So is this a poltergeist or ghost caught on camera? Or maybe just a homeless person who's living in the building and trying to scare Dana away? Let me know what you think down in the comments.
Oh,
Yeah, I definitely think it's fake. I think that I don't think it has anything to do with paranormal at all. I think maybe, I mean, Nuke's top 5 might be right. Maybe it's someone who's squatting there and they're trying to scare him off, or maybe it's just a setup with a buddy or something. Not that hard to fake.
Secret Shop, Mexico. Shoppers got a bit of a shock when things suddenly turned a little creepy in the canned food aisle. On the supermarket CCTV camera, we can see some odd distortions begin to appear up and down the aisle. But soon,
This is
things
music.
get even more bizarre.
Ya caminó para acá. Ahí anda otra vez en las medias del pasillo. Ahí ya se va a arrimar las mayonesas, se empezó a aventar las mayonesas. A la bestia, se me enchina el cuero cada que lo veo.
First a few cans fall, and then a second later even more tumble from the shelf, almost as if pushed. A confused shopper comes to take a look, and even a store worker checks in, but they both dismiss the strange occurrence and just walk away. So is this an angry can-slinging poltergeist caught on camera? Or is it just a bizarre glitch in the CCTV camera, coupled with some poorly stacked canned goods? You decide.
See, this is what I talk about, where there's videos that exist out here that are completely not paranormal, but if we label it that way, everyone wants to think that it is. I don't think any of those distortions or anything like that are a paranormal thing. You got a dog shit CCTV camera, and here's how you can answer it for me. Do those glitches happen all the time on the CCTV camera? Because I bet the answer is yes. But they just happened to catch it because they were like, oh, how did these cans fall? Did a customer do it? They probably went back and watched the footage and just noticed for the first time, oh yeah, what's this weird pixelation shit that probably always existed? And then it just happens to be the time they check it because the cans fell. The cans don't look like they're put in there well. I mean, at least for me, they look like they're bulging out. It frustrates me when we'll just justify anything to be paranormal because we want it to be paranormal.
Poltergeist called Gonjiam Abandoned Asylum. The Gonjiam Abandoned Mental Asylum in South Korea is said to be one of the most haunted places on Earth. The facility was closed in the 1990s, but no one knows exactly why. Many local townspeople say it was because the patients and even the staff began to pass away from mysterious causes. The locals claim that the building is cursed. Well, cursed or not, that didn't stop YouTuber K-Pop Dolo from exploring the scary Gonjiam Mental Asylum with his girlfriend Sarah.
Oh, yes! That door is cut open. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
Hello? 안녕하세요. Let's do it.
Inside, they find old patient beds still in place, burned out rooms, and strangest of all, footprints all over the walls.
Look at all those footprints. What the hell? Why are there so many footprints on the walls?
Their visit is fairly uneventful, until K-Pop Dolo sees this.
Oh my god. What the Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? Okay. God, I'm an idiot. Oh my god, I'm stupid. Oh, stop being so stupid, Andy. Oh my god. What the Okay. That's nothing. Just the wind.
Now, a closed door opening on its own may not seem very scary, but here's where things get truly bizarre. When examining an earlier part of the video, K-Pop Dolo pans his camera by the exact same door as he is entering the building. The door is wide open. So did it close by itself and then reopen again? K-Pop Dolo claims that neither he or his girlfriend touched the door between the two shots. And then, to top it all off, many YouTube commenters say that they can see a scary ghostly face in the door as he points his camera down the hallway. But what do you see? Is this a poltergeist, or a real ghost caught on camera, or just a hoax? You decide.
I don't think it's a hoax. I don't think that they're faking it. He seems genuinely just curious about the area. I'm torn. I'm torn between whether or not that door just swings back and forth because of the wind, like he said. He's like, it must just be the wind, right? He didn't want to really give much thought to it. Because if he came in and it was open and then he saw it close and then open again, definitely could just be the wind or some sort of draft current going through the building. I would love to be able to maybe find more footage of this place to see if this is a regular occurrence or not, because that would prove or disprove itself. Little music tones, it seems like they don't really go over that much. That's kind of creepy, yeah. And maybe it's just one of their cell phones. The face, no, I don't think the face is anything at all. I think that's just some issues with his phone, because it almost moves with his phone. So it could be light on his camera reflecting off of it, or just like a scratch on his camera screen.
Ghostly gurneys. Workers at the Malda Hospital morgue were understandably creeped out when they saw scary video from the morgue's outdoor CCTV camera of the stretchers used to move bodies doing some moving of their own. Now, the easy explanation would be that the stretcher is being moved by a wire. Except the stretcher moves in multiple directions, back and forth and to the side. So if wires were being used, it would require quite a few string pullers. In another clip from a different CCTV camera.
Okay, let's look at this video first, because this is actually pretty creepy. Because my first thought was like wires, but like you said, it wouldn't make sense. And I was like, well, maybe there's a weird wind current, but whatever this foliage stuff is, and all this trash over here, nothing else is being affected by wind. So I don't think it's that. So my only other two options are, it is something potentially paranormal, poltergeist, or it's automatic, like a gurney that, has a motor on it, but I would assume something like that exists, but I wouldn't know. Because I do have a little bit more of a belief when stuff's going on at hospitals or nursing home or care facilities, and I'll tell you why. I've known a lot of people who've worked in care facilities and a couple nurses, and all of them, regardless if they're religious, atheist, whatever their belief system is, they have a large majority of them have seen stuff that they can't explain, but no one really talks about it because they just don't, like, they're always surrounded in madness and crazy stuff going on. It's constant 24/7 work. You really can't give yourself time to think about it. Like I've had friends who were nurses who are like, oh yeah, there's for sure weird shit going on. I've had family members and friends who work in, nursing homes and care facilities, and one for example is my mother. She's worked in care facilities for almost her whole entire life, and she's not a believer in paranormal. She's not a believer, like she doesn't like go out and like, oh yeah, there's ghosts and spirits. But she says there's been multiple times throughout her life where shit happens at the care facilities, either after people have passed away, or weeks after they pass away, that she can't explain. I'm not just talking like lights flipping on and off. She has some stories, and maybe one day I'll be able to get her on and she can tell some. But she has stories that are things that I never even knew my mom would talk about to me. like with absolutely insane stories. So I have a little bit more of a open mind when it comes to hospitals, and it makes sense. Because like when you start thinking of like graveyards or different things like that, like why would graveyards have anything paranormal going on? The people didn't pass away at the graveyard. That's just happened to be where their body is going to remain for, eternity. It has nothing to do with where they passed away or how they passed away or anything like that. That's why I always call bullshit on graveyards, right? Like why? Like, I mean, obviously there's no logic behind anything in paranormal. It's all just speculation. But why would if your spirit exists, or there's energy that gets imprinted when you pass away, or whatever your thought belief system is in the paranormal, why would it follow you to your graveyard, like where you're buried? A lot of people think that your spirit leaves your body when you pass away. So why would it still be in your body until you're buried, right? So like hospitals make sense, war sites make sense, things of that nature make sense. When you hear people who've passed away at houses and they're haunted, makes more sense until it's a small child or a woman wearing white, because it's always the same shit. But let's move on to the next one. Sorry.
So if wires were being used, it would require quite a few string pullers. In another clip from a different CCTV camera angle, we see a morgue worker go to collect one of the stretchers. As the stretcher suddenly moves, the morgue worker jumps back and just decides to get out of there. So is this the work of ghosts? Are the spirits of the deceased still attached?
That's that's probably the greatest thing I think I've ever seen. He's all like, man, I gotta go get this gurney, we gotta go move some shit, whatever it is, right? He walks over, it looks like he's getting some water or something, right? Well, who knows what he's doing. Yeah, it looks like he takes a sip right there, and he's like, hey, let me grab that really quick. Moves by itself, and he's like, nope, okay, not today. Not today. We'll deal with that a different day. That's hilarious. It's creepy, though. I think this is the most believable video we've seen in this compilation so far. I think that our first video has potential. Second video, no. Third video, no. Fourth video, maybe. Just needs more research and footage. But this video is creepy. I don't really believe in poltergeists, like I said originally, but this one leaves a little bit to the thought. It leaves a little meat on the bones, or there's something there. So let me know if you guys agree or disagree with what I have to say. I always love comments, and we can discuss them below in the comment section, or you can just enjoy the content if you do. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.